spoke to you about the benefits and the Child Safe ID Kids endorsed it in International Union of Police Association.
Oh yeah, right.
Is Maryhill?
Yep.
Um, can I come in?
Come
They have
on
me
in.
using my laptop to save on some time and for quality control. So if it's okay with you, can we sit at your kitchen table near an outlet?
Perfect. Come on in.
Okay, do I need to take my shoes off?
Look, you're good.
Thank you.
Hey, Natalie, how long is this gonna take?
It's not long. The quicker the better for me, actually, because I'm seeing people about every hour on the hour.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna jump at your table and we'll go at it. All right, let me get this set up. So, how long have you lived in the area?
Been here for about 3 years now.
3 years?
Mm-hmm. We bought the house. About 3 years ago.
So you're not currently from here?
Nope. I'm from Ohio originally.
Ohio? How'd you get all the way down here?
It's an opportunity.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you know any of your neighbors?
I mean, we pretty much stay to ourselves. I know the guy Bill across the street. He's a pretty good dude. I work with his brother.
Oh, well, what do you do for work? Where do you work?
I'm a Scientologist.
You're a Scientologist?
Yeah.
So what do you do for the Church of Scientology?
Well, I just, I just praise the word of science, and go on missions.
I see. Do you do a lot of recruiting for them?
Only for the people who are ready to hear the message. Not everyone is ready to hear it.
Oh, okay. Well, I know they're pretty proactive in their recruiting and what they do and how they have people involved and everything. I've watched a couple documentaries about it, so it's curious and I'm to see it. So
yeah, we praise Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah, he is one of your top spokespeople, and so is John Travolta.
Mm-hmm.
What's your last name, Jamel?
Johnson.
All the way from Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So are you liking the weather or what here?
I was, man. It's been getting a little bit tricky though.
Yeah, I agree. What's your birthday, Jamel?
December 5th, 1989.
So have you lived anywhere else in Texas?
Houston. Yeah. So I stayed in Houston for a bit, and then I moved on down to Austin.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm new to Austin kind of myself a little bit, so I've lived different places. I'm born and raised not too far from here, but I'm just recently actually moved here. I've been coming here all my life, and now here I am.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a fun little town. It's definitely changed in the past 15 years, so it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jamel, let me tell you exactly what my job is. First, I'm going to deliver the child safe kits that you requested, and then I'll go over other benefits that you might. Then I'll go over other benefits that you. Why does this word trip me up? That you are entitled to if you qualify. Okay? This is a two-part program, and the first part of the program will protect your children should something happen to them, and the second part of the program will protect your children should something actually happen to you. Okay? Now, my company, American Income, works with over 20,000 different unions, credit unions, and other associations handling their additional benefits. And through our relationship with the International Union of Police Associations, you will have access to the same exclusive benefits that groups like police officers and firefighters have had access to for years.
Nice.
This quick video will give you a quick introduction to the company.
Income Life is proud to deliver your valuable benefit package, including the child safe kits you requested. American Income Life is a member of Torchmark Corporation.
Okay. So there's the introduction there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, here is a child safe kit you and Mary requested. I'm sure you know other families with children, right?
Correct.
Well, this kit through American Income is one of the most comprehensive on the market. It gives the police everything that they need to help find a missing child.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can only get these from a visit by someone like me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one, you only have one child, so I have the one that you asked for right
Okay.
here. And if I quickly go over it with you, I'll show you what it's about. It's a handy little thing, actually. Let me get this out of here. My word, sometimes things are just too complicated for me. I went to Texas A&M and things can just elude us. Jesus. Okay, now that that difficulty's over, with this kit here, you're going to put your name on it, you're going to put the completion date on it. If I open it up, you can put a picture of your child here, the age it's going to ask that they are in the picture. Here's some personal information. Right here is a fancy little ink strip that you use for fingerprints here, any identifiable marks, moles, birthmarks, scars, anything like that, you can identify it here, and there you put a hair sample. It's really, really a neat little thing to have. So in the event your child ever goes missing, you just hand it over to police, because it seems like every time you turn on the news, you hear about human trafficking or sex trafficking and kidnapping or a child running away from home. Now, if that happened to any of the children that you know, wouldn't you want their parents to have this kit?
Mm-hmm.
Because of our relationship and our partnership, rather, with the International Union of Police Associations as the endorsed company to handle this program, you can get this kit out to up to 10 families with children. Who can we get this kit out to first?
We can do the neighbor across the street. My son plays over there, Steve.
What's his last name?
I believe Jacobs. Steve Jacobs or something.
Like the traditional name, Jacob, J-C-O-B?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. What's their phone number? Do you have that on hand?
Yeah, it's gonna be 512
Mm-hmm.
678 3838.
I'm surprised you memorized that. And that's here in Austin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure he has this correct mailing address. No. And what's the best time to get a hold of them?
Oh, never. I'm not sure.
Probably in the evening when they get off work. Do you never notice when they get home? Okay.
I think they'd be home in the afternoon or evening.
Okay. Anybody else you'd like to? Who's next that we can put on here that has kiddos?
Tommy, guy I work with.
Oh my gosh, this computer, this mouse sticks. Is it T-O-M-M-Y? What's his last name?
Lloyd, Tommy Lloyd.
All right. What's his phone number?
678
Mm-hmm.
587
Mm-hmm.
785 8.
Okay. And is he local here in Austin?
Yeah.
Do you know when the best time to call him might be?
I think he's home after 5.
After 5? Okay. Come on, mouse. Who's next?
I don't know. That's really it with the kids on there. Yeah, we don't really know too many people with kids.
Okay.
We could ask around, with some of the moms on the soccer team, but I don't really have their number or nothing.
Sure. Now the next no-cost benefit, Jamel and Mary, is a health services discount card. Now since group benefits can change or be taken away, this can get you up to a 60% discount on vision care, hearing aids, prescription drug, and chiropractic services. This brochure here has the enrollment process and should answer any questions you might have. It tells you how to enroll and what it is. It also includes their 1-800 number and their website. I'll leave this here for you to look at when I leave. The next no cost benefit is going to be a $2,000 accidental death and dismemberment policy. Now, for you, this will serve as a living benefit in the event that you lose a hand, a foot, or the vision in one eye, and doubles to $2,000 for the loss of any two. Now, Mary, this will serve as a living benefit for you in the event, a death benefit, excuse me, for you if Jamel were to pass away. Now, $2,000 isn't all the money in the world, but if that were to happen, you can see how it comes in handy, right? Yeah. Okay, so I have a pin. If Mary, you can sign here acknowledging the benefits and that you are the beneficiary. And then Jamel, I'll need you to sign there acknowledging your wife as a beneficiary and then for the benefits as well. Okay? Thank you. One more thing I need to get from you are 2 emergency contacts in the event both of you were to die in a common accident. Now, it's wise that they be over the age of 18, are local, and live outside of the home. Who are we putting down for your first emergency contact?
We can do my neighbor Tommy across the street, and then we'll do Joe.
Tommy Lloyd?
Mm-hmm.
Can you throw me his number one more time?
Yeah, same number.
Okay. And what's the other one?
Serena.
Okay. Thank you. Now, Jamel and Mary, I need your help. Can you help me with something?
Depends.
Well, my company, American Income, gives me 10 of these certificates to give out to people you introduce me to. So really, I'm just asking for an introduction. It's of no cost to you and no extra cost to them. Worst case scenario is that they would have extra insurance and you would have helped me out. So who's the first person we can get this to? People usually give it to their emergency contacts because they're the people they're closest to. So aside from them, let's try to get at least 3 other people on there. Like maybe like another coworker, a sibling, perhaps another neighbor that you would like to give this to.
You can give it to all of those people, and other than that, you can give it to like the 2 other people that we know here.
Okay, 2 other people that y'all know. Okay. What are their names?
Joe.
Okay.
No, I already gave you Joe. We're gonna do Cody.
Oh, okay. Let me scratch them out. Cody.
And Doug.
And Doug. What are their numbers?
216 535 7789.
7789. Okay. And Doug?
783
Yep.
249
Okay.
6727.
Perfect. Now, please, I'm going to ask you to make sure to give them a call or a text to let them know that I'll be contacting them in the next few days, okay? Great. Let me set all this to the side for now. Now, the reason this is a 2-part program is that right now families are facing serious gaps in their coverage, and they considered it important enough to send me out here today to talk about it with you. And I have a list of concerns here that families are actually facing right now with those gaps. The first concern is funeral and final expense. Funerals are costing starting at $15,000, and it's only going to go upwards from there. maybe even 10 years from now, it's going to be who knows how much, $30,000 perhaps. Another concern is paycheck loss. So, what happens when the primary breadwinner, like you, Jamel, what's going to happen if something happens to you? What happens to your paycheck? How does your family survive? What goes on? How are they going to make it? Mortgage protection. How's the house going to get paid off if something were to happen to you, Jamel? What's Mary going to do? Children's protection, their education. How are you going to give your child a head start in life if you're not going to be here? An unexpected death, as it says, could jeopardize their future educational opportunities. Copay deductibles and lost wages. So every time you go into the hospital, or you have to take off to take your kid to go get a checkup, or if something happened, God forbid, you have to go to the emergency room, you're losing money because you're not at work. So that's a concern. You might lose another concern. The next one is lessened. I'm sorry, cannot read upside down. Losses in pension and retirement. You know, um, something were to happen, it can stop both of those. What goes on from there? Things may not get covered. Terminal illnesses. If you get diagnosed with cancer, cancer rates are sky high and they're climbing. Unfortunately, the statistics read and data suggests that 1 in 2 men can actually get affected by it, and then 1 in 3 women can get affected by it and or die. Um, that can cost a lot of money. I've spoken with several other people who struggle with that when their loved one gets cancer. How can they take care of them? The final concern that they have is affordability. Now, we sit down with people making $7 an hour, some people making $47 an hour. Some people are working tons of overtime, other people are getting laid off. They wanted this to be affordable for everyone. So, Jamel, let's say you go into work tomorrow and your boss tells you everything's going well and he's going to pay you for 41 hours instead of 40. With that extra bump in pay, are you and Barry going to buy matching Ferraris? No. Or construct your dream home?
Probably not.
No, probably not. Right. But on the flip side, tomorrow you go into work and your boss is saying things are kind of slow, and instead of laying off you or your coworkers, he's going to send everybody home an hour early on Friday. So you'll be getting paid 39 hours instead of 40. Now, with that 1 hour adjustment and reduction, is that going to take food off the table? Or is that going to get you to cancel your child's dentist appointments or doctor's visits?
Nope.
Right. So that 1 hour really doesn't make any difference. Okay. Now, the final no cost benefit that I have for you is a needs analysis. So I'm going to ask you some questions. And if there is no need, it will not make a recommendation. But if there is a need, I'll review those recommendations with you. Okay. So, Jamel, I have your birthday. What's Mary's birthday? Mary?
October 24th.
What year?
1990.
1990. How did y'all meet?
She stalked me for a few years now.
Girl, did you stalk him? No. Mm-hmm. Okay. And what's your son's name?
Tommy.
What's his birthday?
November 3rd, 2010.
November 3rd, 2010. Oh my gosh, your son is about to be in double digits. About to be 10 years old next year. Wow. Okay, so Jamel, Mary, have y'all had any internal cancer in the past 2 years, including breast, colon, pancreatic, or uterine cancer?
Nope.
Insulin or diabetes?
Nope.
Cardiovascular disease, including like a heart attack, stroke, peripheral vascular disease?
Nope.
No? Are you currently using any oxygen, like a tank or anything you tote around?
Nope, just the free stuff.
Terminal illnesses?
Nope.
Alzheimer's?
Nope.
Have you used tobacco in any form in the last 12 months?
Nope.
Are either one of you currently on probation or parole that you know of?
Nope.
Arrested or convicted of DUI?
Nope.
All right. How much would you say your monthly take home is after taxes and everything?
3,500.
All right. Mary? Does Mary work?
No, she got the most important job. She just take
She
care of
takes
the
it home with the
kids.
babies, huh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is a pretty important job. Do you currently rent or own, Jamel?
We own
Okay. What is your mortgage balance?
$100,000.
Your house is really pretty. Okay. Now, do you use a traditional bank or you use a credit union?
Credit.
Credit union? All right. You have a checking account, savings account stuff there? Excellent. You look a little tired, Jamel. You okay?
Yeah.
All right. Just making it?
We just got off not too long ago.
Yeah. Well, before I review your areas of concern, this is a mandatory read-off letter. Hold on, my shoe got caught. This is a mandatory read-off letter that obviously I have to read out that you read, but instead of you reading it, I would like to summarize it for you because you see how long it is. Basically, what it's saying is that when I'm going through these benefits and you find yourself nodding, thinking, you know what, I can see why they're approved and why everyone's doing it, I'm going to ask you to apply today, especially while I'm out here. However, if you, when I'm reading these, you find yourself thinking, you know, these are good benefits, but they just don't feel a need for me and my family, I'm going to ask you to not sign up today. Either way, yes or no, that decision has to be made today in fairness to everyone else who's wanting to apply and enroll with us. Okay, and they figured they could do this because everything has been checked, rechecked, and approved by over 20,000 different groups to set it up to be a no-brainer for their members. So it's going to be an easy yes or no. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So what y'all do for fun?
Work.
So what y'all do for fun?
Work.
That's it?
Yeah.
Y'all haven't done any of the outdoorsy stuff here in Austin?
Yeah, I go to Top Golf here and there and just take a few swings.
Do you play golf?
Yeah.
I haven't played golf in a while. I took golf 1 and golf 2 in college. It was great. It was a lot of fun. So you just go there occasionally just for fun?
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all like go out on dates there?
Yeah, I take it there here and there.
Okay. This mouse keeps sticking, so I apologize. It's just causing me an attitude with me. I can't believe you hadn't gone kayaking or gone out to the green belts and gone hiking or anything like that just to get in the outdoors, get reconnected. My goodness. I will have to get this replaced because it is really causing a problem for me right now. So where's some good places you've been on vacation lately? Y'all get to go anywhere?
Not really. Can I offer you a glass of water?
Yeah, I would take one actually.
Okay.
It would be great.
Mary, go get it.
Oh my gosh. I apologize that this has taken so long with my computer, but it's working now. All right. So let me review what we talked about using an illustration. So you said you take home $3,500? Let me write something down. 1 minute. Okay. So let's say with your current jobs, we're going to call them job A. With job A, you have your normal group benefits that you're used to, okay? But let's say you go into work tomorrow and a new job opens up. And with job, let me just say this, with job A, you'll be making $875 a week. That's your take home with what I calculated out. Job B, tomorrow you go into work, job B opens up, same group benefits, same job responsibilities, same coworkers, everything. Except with job B, you're going to be making $832 a week, or about an hour's wage difference, which we already said earlier really doesn't matter, doesn't make any difference, right? Okay. Well, that 1 hour is actually going to eliminate all of your concerns. The first concern being a funeral and final expense. Now, there's a 100% chance that your family will need this, and this video will explain it.
Family is one of the most beautiful and valued things in life. For this reason, saying goodbye to a loved one can be difficult, and even more so when we are not.
Okay, American Income is actually going to provide $15,000 when this need arises. We have a freedom of choice certificate that's set up to cover this burden for your family. And what it does, there's a 1-800 number to call. The funeral director is going to do the legwork to get paid. And like the video explained, anything left over will go to your family, and it's going to cover the both of y'all. It's funded through whole life, so that way the funds are there when, not if your family needs them, okay? And it kind of serves, well, it does serve as kind of a protective measure against any existing insurance that you do have and savings. Because some people really go bankrupt if it comes to, I mean, at the most extreme for funerals, but certainly they want to get paid immediately. And instead of you finding the money to come up with or going into debt, this is going to be a big, big benefit for you. So you don't have to worry about it, okay? Your current job doesn't offer any of this, and that's for either one of you. It's going to cover both of you. The next benefit is some income loss. You know, obviously, Mary, when Jamel dies, you're going to miss him, but as the weeks go by, you're going to miss his paycheck even more. American Income is going to provide $210,000, or it's going to be, you know, his pay of $3,500 a month for 5 years to replace his income for you. Now, 5 years of income will be really, really handy in the event that Jamel were to pass away, right? Yeah. The next area of concern outside of income that people want to secure for their family is their home. And so American Income, my company, is going to give you $10,000 for this when it happens. And now, if you were to die in your working years, Jamel, chances are it would be due to an accident. So to get your most value for this, it's funded through an accidental death and dismemberment, okay? One thing I failed to mention, sorry about this, for the income protection, this is going to be renewed and reviewed every 10 years, Mary, just so you know, to cover what's going on if he dies, right? So we can get other protection. Now, back to the mortgage, though, we're going to cover $100,000 of that. So you don't have to worry about that. She doesn't have to worry about that in the event you do pass away. The next thing people are concerned about is their children's future education. We're actually going to give Tommy, he will get provided with $100,000, and that's set up to give him a head start in life, right? And he'll also get a $10,000 life insurance plan that he can convert to at age 21 to get 5 times that amount, okay? Without any health questions asked. If you do that, he'll thank you for having the foresight for getting that set up. Your current job doesn't offer any of the things I mentioned. Income protection, mortgage, children. The next thing is going to address some income concerns if you have to go into the hospital. This benefit will pay you up to $100 for every bump, bruise, or bee sting, any accident or injury. And if you happen to get hospitalized and stay overnight, it's going to pay you $200 a day and double to $400 a day for intensive care. Now, if you're in the hospital, what are you not doing?
Working.
If you're not working, what are you not making?
Money.
Right. Do the bills still come in?
Yeah.
Well, with this benefit, if you're injured on or off the job and you happen to stay overnight in a hospital for 5 days, you will get paid $1,000. Now, with your current job, you're just going to have income loss and more bills. Those bills are going to keep coming. Right? No slack is getting cut. On top of that, you will get paid $10,000 for the loss of any foot, hand, or vision in one eye, and that will double to $20,000 for the loss of any two. Okay? Your current job, pretty sure, is not going to offer that. The next benefit is covers your pension and Social Security accumulation, because if you were to die suddenly, all that would stop. Now, American Income is going to pay an additional $20,000 to $100,000 to be paid out immediately, depending on the type of accident. Okay, and you both are covered under this, so that way you both are protected. Current job doesn't offer that. Now, in the event that you get diagnosed with a terminal illness, such as cancer, you will have access to half of your mortgage protection and your freedom of choice. Half of your income protection and half of your freedom of choice, which would give you about, let me calculate this. It's going to give you $112,500 to be available immediately. And that'll help you set your family up for the best financial situation before you die. And the rest will get paid out later on to your family. Your current job doesn't offer any money for any of that.
Mm-hmm.
American Income has been around for nearly 70 years and has an A+ financial rating. So these benefits, they're yours. They're permanent and portable, unlike your benefits currently with your job. So if you choose to walk away from your job, leave your job, or retire, they're yours. You keep them. If you are involved with a qualified layoff, they'll cover your benefits for up to 3 months. And if you are involved in a strike, they'll cover your benefits for up to 12 months so you don't lose them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you had the choice between job A and job B, if you go into work tomorrow, which job would you choose?
Well, job B.
Everyone says job B, but why would you choose job B if job A you're making more money at?
Well, I get all those benefits.
Yeah, that's what everyone tells me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what this is offering here is the basic plan that the software that this software says would cover as a basic plan for your concerns. There is another option you could consider, and that is moving you to a preferred freedom of choice of $31,000 instead of the $15,000. And let me get the exact how much that would cost you extra. And what that does, it builds in for inflation protection,
Mhm.
okay? Because things are only going to get more expensive. And it actually gets you, it really will get you a better rate at, what was the difference now? I said 32. it's $9 a week difference. So now with $9 a week difference, do you want to, you can get that built in and it would cost you it'd be $841 is where it would take your take home pay weekly for that. So would you like to go with what the software recommends as a basic plan, or would you like to do a little bit more for your family and get the inflation protection at $841 a week, which is $9 more?
Well, just leave everything here. We're gonna think about it. And you got a card? We'll just give you a call.
Well, that's fine, and I can understand that, and a lot of our members say that. You know, it's like I said, and like we try to explain, that we are supposed to see our members and come through only once in every enrollment period, and that's about 3 to 4 years. Now, I'm sure that you would be happy if Mary and the kids got an extra $25,000 to $50,000, right? If this was free, you'd jump on it, right?
Mhm.
Sure. So if it's a matter of this, $50 a week roughly is an issue for you, let's get you something that's comfortable. Would that $50 extra a week take food off the table?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. So that first hour, that, about an hour's wage different when you go into work and you're talking to all your coworkers, you'd have it covered and paid for already,
Okay.
right? Great. So, like I said, you do have to qualify for this. So let's see if you do. Now, have y'all had ever been treated or advised to be treated for alcoholism, alcohol abuse, including AA, been an AA, advised physician to reduce alcohol consumption?
No.
No. Have you ever used drugs not prescribed by a physician, such as cocaine, amphetamines, or any other drugs like that? Sedatives, narcotics, none of it? Have you ever had your driver's license suspended or revoked because of a moving violation or been arrested?
No.
Okay. Have you flown within the last 2 years or intend to fly in the future other than a passenger in a scheduled airline?
No.
Have you participated within the last 2 years or intended to participate in any, like, motorcycle racing, boat racing, car racing, parachute jumping, skin scuba, or skydiving?
Nope.
Have you ever been advised to take tests and not done so, or not received the results, have been diagnosed as having or received treatment for high blood pressure, chest pain, heart attack, stroke, any heart, blood, or circulatory disorders?
Nope.
All right. Has any of the proposed, I'm so sorry, have you ever been treated for any of diabetes or endocrine disorders?
Nope.
Paralysis, epilepsy, mental disease or disorder, or other nervous system or brain disorders?
Nope.
No. What about arthritis? Any injury or trouble with your back, knees, or any of your joints?
Nope.
Yeah, you seem young and healthy. So to the best of your knowledge and belief, do you have any physical impairment or departure from good health?
Nope.
No. What about advice to take tests and not done so, or not received the results, being diagnosed as having received treatment for? So have you ever had anything related to the doctor telling you about cancer, tumor, or unexplained masses?
Nope.
All right. What about, have you used marijuana in the past year?
Nope.
What, do you smoke cigarettes, use tobacco in any form? AIDS or HIV, any of that?
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Hearing loss or sight?
Nope.
What about rheumatoid arthritis or other musculoskeletal disorders?
Nope.
Disease of breast, uterine, or ovaries?
Nope.
Kidney, prostate, urine bladder, or other issues?
Nope.
Nope. Asthma, emphysema?
Nope.
Okay. Are you currently living in a nursing home?
No.
Or diagnosed with any, like, Alzheimer's? No. Have you ever been in the last 5 years, have you had a physical?
Yep.
Yeah. Had any medical treatment or had prescribed meds?
Nope.
Have you been hospitalized? Have you been rejected for life insurance or for, did you say no?
Nope. Nope to everything.
Okay. Well, I'm not the underwriter, but it looks like you actually do qualify for these benefits. So how this works is this program is set up once a month. Um, well, let me explain this. First of all, while I am not that, I do want to explain to you that at some point in everyone's life, they will become uninsurable and will be denied insurance. And typically, once you get denied, you can't get it again. So, and in the event that you do, there are three ways that you are approved. The first being no risk, which means, I mean, approved standard, which here it says no risk because you have very few to little health concerns. Okay. And the second category is you fall somewhere between perfect health and the uninsurable line. And the groups wanted everyone to get approved, so they created this special risk category, which means it'll be a couple dollars more a month. And within that, you will not pay any more than somebody else in the same health profile as you. It's kind of like car insurance, if you think about it. If you have a perfect driving record, you're not going to pay more for insurance than somebody who has a bunch of speeding tickets. Does that make sense? Great. Good. And the third category they have is what they call a counteroffer, and it's kind of a last chance effort to it's a last chance to get the coverage, is what I'm trying to say. And that's only if they haven't covered you before. Okay, that's going to be a little bit more expensive, but if those few dollars, if it came out any different, it was a few dollars extra, would that be a problem for you? No. And if it comes out anything different, what we talk about, I'll actually give you a call. Now, this program is set up on a once a month computerized deduction through your banking system, and doing it this way gains you a discounted rate. So your program here is going to be 209.50 per month, and this can be handled anytime between the 27th and the 10th. What date's best for you? Anywhere between there.
10th.
The 10th? Perfect. Because this is a member-owned program, and once it's issued, it can't be taken away. It's yours, but there is an application process that we started already with the health questions. I will have to do an oral swab on you since you're a non-tobacco user, and it also tests if you have HIV, is what it does. Okay, so I'll do that in a minute. Enrollment process takes anywhere from 2 to 8 weeks. If you're accepted, you'll get your policies and a congratulatory letter welcoming you to the company that I work for, American Income. If you are denied, you will receive today's deposit back, and you can write American Income to see why you were declined. Okay. Now, let me go right in here. This smells really. You know what? I made an adjustment on here because I overlooked something, and it'll bring it down. Instead of the 210, it's going to bring it to 205 even, actually.
Perfect.
205 even.
All right.
I'm just going to let this pull up. I'm going to get a couple more questions asked. Now, okay. No. All right. So, I'm going to leave a conditional receipt with you that I have here. Okay. All right. Well, I'll leave this folder here with you. A lot of people, it does happen, but I shouldn't say a lot of people. It does happen, even though it is rare. People will cancel for whatever reason, whether it's a week, a month, or a year later, and we find that they want to reapply for their benefits when their next service period comes around, and they're upset that they're no further along than they actually were. And, and as it goes on with insurance, the name of the game is the older you get, the more the insurance can get, the more expensive it can get, or worse yet, when these people do reapply, their health may have changed where they can't get insured.
Mm-hmm.
So the point is, this is a long-term solution, not a short-term fix. So the longer you're in the program, the more value it actually has.
Mm.
Now, if this $200 a month is something that's not comfortable for you, let's fix it while I'm here today. So how does everything feel?
Good.
Feels good? Great. Well, keep this program in place, and the next time I see you, you'll be glad you did, okay?